Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please rise and remove your caps and join our student athletes, coaches, and officials in honoring America, celebrating his freedoms and those who protect them. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem played tonight by the Centerville Pep Band. Now let's meet the starting lineups. First for our guests, the Miamisburg Vikings. At forward, the 6'5" senior, number 0, Jason Hubbard. At guard, the 5'11" junior, number 1, Corey Hartman. At forward, the 6'4" junior, number 11, Drew Garrity. At guard, the 6'1" junior, number 32, Brett Hensley. And at center, a 6'5" junior, number 54, Duncan Hall. Head coach of the Vikings is Tom Freeze. Now let's meet the starting lineup for your Centerville Elks. At guard, a 5'9" junior, number 10, Matthew Pierce. At guard, a 5'10" senior, number 11, Donnie Shelton. At guard, a 5'8" junior, number 23, Ryan Marshall. At forward, a 6'4" senior, number 42, Sam Vance. And at forward, a 6'3" senior, number 44, Javon Henderson. Head coach of the Elks is Brooke Cox.
All right, welcome back to Centerville High School for tonight's MVCC Varsity Game of the Week. It is the 11-7 Centerville Elks, all in white, hosting the 14-4 Miamisburg Vikings, all in blue. It's going to be Duncan Hall for the Vikings going up against Javon Henderson of the Elks for the opening jump, and we are underway as Brent Hensley wins the opening tip in our MVCC Varsity Game of the Week. And this game is sure to be an intense one. Both schools put on scoring onslaughts. Centerville comes in averaging 46 points a game. Miamisburg comes in averaging 57 points a game. As number 11, Drew Berry picks up his team's first of the half. It's going to be interesting to see which team's going to be the one to get the answers late throughout the game. Donovan Sheldon controls it down low to Henderson. Henderson trapped. Henderson can't get it into Marshall. Gives it back to Donovan Sheldon, and he resets at the half-court line. Cross court to Ryan Marshall as he runs around the backside. Gives it off to number 10, Matt Pierce. Back down low to Henderson. Henderson shots no good. An offensive rebound or defensive rebound by Corey Hartman and the Vikings. Hartman drives in down low to Duncan Hall. Duncan Hall can't answer, but he is fouled and he'll go to the line to shoot two.
Number 42, Sam Vance. His first, team's first. Duncan Hall at the line shooting two.
Duncan Hall's first free throw is no good. Duncan Hall comes into the game for the Vikings shooting. Duncan Hall shooting 79% from the free throw line. And that first free throw is the first one, a minute 15 into our MVCC varsity game of the week. Shelton has it guarded by Hensley. Kicks it back over to number 23 is Marshall. Shelton drives into baseline, kicks out to Henderson. Over to Pierce in the corner. Pierce for three. Pierce's three is no good. Duncan Hall with a rebound. Hartman pushing up court. Hubbard stops, drops just inside the arc and drops the easy bucket. Jason Hubbard with an easy 12-footer just inside the three-point arc. Marshall kicks over to Shelton. Back over to Marshall. Back to Shelton. Back over to Marshall. Marshall launches a three, and Marshall ties the game at three with 5:30 left in the first quarter. Hartman bringing it up slowly, gives the ball to Hubbard. Hubbard stops, same spot, can't answer. Hartman with an easy rebound and an easy putback.
Basket by Corey Hartman.
Hartman's first basket of the game. Pierce trying to get some separation between him and Hartman. Miamisburg plays a trapping 2-3 zone. As you can see right there, Javon Henderson was trapped between Hensley and Barry. The coach is calling excellent instructions, freeze. Henderson down low, and he traveled. Centerville's first turnover of the game. We get a shot of Centerville's coach. Brooke Cups does not look I wouldn't say dazed, but bothered by that shot. Hubbard thought about a three, pushed it over to Hartman. Hartman 4-3. Hartman's three is no good. Donovan Shelton with a rebound for the Elks. Popovich. That is what the student body at Centerville calls him whenever there's a high-intensity game. Brooke Cups never seems to let it get bothered him as Marshall will shoot a three, and Marshall drills it. Marshall's second three of the quarter, giving the Elks the early lead, 6-5. But Duncan Hall thought about a free throw line jumper. We were saying, Brooks Cups is composed as Greg Popovich is in the NBA for the San Antonio Spurs. As Hartman drives baseline, kicks out Hubbard for three. Hubbard's three is nothing but net. It barely moves the net. Hubbard has 5 points, and you could tell that in their last Friday night game against Springfield. Centerville knocked off number 5 team in the state, Springfield Wildcats, 50-48 here at Centerville. Shelton drives baseline. Pierce kicks it back to Shelton. And Henderson will pull up from the free throw line. His shot is no good. Hubbard with a rebound. Hubbard kicks over to Hartman. Hartman drives in, kicks out. Brett Hensley for three, and it's good.
Three-point basket.
Back-to-back threes for the Vikings. And this Centerville crowd has gone quiet. Shelton thought about a three. Back down low to Henderson. Henderson gives it off to Vance. And it is denied. Cross court and too much air on that one.
Checking the game for Miamisburg, number 44, Dane Hall.
Dane Hall checks into the game.
Alec Brandon, 13, Jason Sneed, and 50, Mo Ja.
Sneed has the ball, dribbling, gives it back to Shelton. Wide open three in the corner. Sneed will shoot a three. Sneed's three is no good. Jason Hubbard with a one-handed rebound. Hartman cross court to Hensley. Back to Hartman. Hartman thought about a three. Wisely dribbles back out to Hensley. Hensley calling for the screen from Hall. Duncan Hall from the free throw line. His basket is good.
Duncan Hall.
Donnie Sheldon will pop a three, and Donnie Sheldon's three is good. Donnie Shelton's first basket of the game. 13-9 lead the Vikings as we approach a minute and a half left in the first quarter. Hall thought about taking a same shot. Hensley motioning Hubbard to the right side. Hensley will pull up just inside the three-point line. Brett Hensley now has 5 points in the game and has not missed yet. Pierce drives, kicks over to Shelton. Shelton down low to Najee. Back out to Pierce. Alec Grandin for three. Alec Grandin's three is good. Corey Hartman dribbles slowly up court, and I think Tim Freeze is calling for the final shot with 40 seconds left. Hartman drives, kick over to Brett Hensley. Hensley hands off to Dane Hall, who gives it back right to him. Hensley baseline, kicks over to Dane Hall. Dane Hall blocked by Najee. Pierce running up court. Pierce will be fouled. Oh, that is Marshall. Brett Hensley. That'll be his first, team second.
Ryan Marshall shooting two.
Ryan Marshall will go to line to shoot two. First one up is no good.
Second half of the game for Centerville, number 10, Matthew Pierce.
Matthew Pierce checks back into the game for Centerville. Second one is good. "12 seconds left. Let's see what Corey Hartman and the Vikings do with it. Hubbard. Cross court to Hartman. Hartman for three. Hartman's three is no good. Dane Hall with an offensive rebound blocked by Najee. Half a second left. It'll count. No good. And Miamisburg leads 15-3 after an exciting first quarter in our MVCC varsity game of the week. All right, here we are back to start the second quarter. Miamisburg leads 15-13 over the home team Elks. Centerville will have the ball to start the second quarter. The 5 on the court for the Vikings are Jason Hubbard, Dane and Duncan Hall, Savon O'Neill, and number 1 Corey Hartman. For the Elks, number 10 Matt Pierce, number 23 Ryan Marshall, number 12 Alec Grandin, number 13 Jason Sneed, and number 15, Muhammad Najee. Matt Pierce gives it back to Ryan Marshall. Back over to Pierce. Gives it back from Marshall to Pierce. Back to Marshall. Alec Grandin down low to Sneed. Sneed back out to Marshall. Pierce for three. Pierce's three's no good. Number 50, Najee with a rebound. Marshall for three. Marshall has 10 of the 16 points for the Elks. Savon O'Neill drive into the paint, almost loses it, kicks it back out to Dane Hall. Duncan Hall from just inside the three-point arc, and Dane Hall with a rebound. Sneed will pick up his first team's second foul for 13. Jason Sneed. Donovan Shelton and Javon Henderson check back into the game for the Elks. Jason Hubbard gets the inbounds, shoots a three, it's no good. Donnie Shelton gets the rebound. Najee with a rebound. Pierce whipping around. Donnie Shelton thought about a three. Shelton drive in off the glass is good. Shelton has 5 points in the game so far for the Elks. O'Neal gives off to Hubbard. Hubbard gives it to Dane Hall, who gives it back over to O'Neal. Duncan Hall gives over to Hartman. Hartman thought about a three. Hartman drives in baseline, kicks back out. Dane Hall saves it from going out of bounds, and Savon O'Neal will reset. Duncan Hall gives it over to Hubbard. Hubbard gives it back to O'Neal. Back to Duncan Hall. Hartman. Miamisburg, excellent movement around the outside arc, but excellent defense by the Elks. Hubbard gives it back to Hartman. Down low, Dane Hall on Najee, kicks it back out, and a travel by Savon O'Neal. Pierce gives over to Shelton. Shelton will pop a three. Shelton's three's no good. Rebound, Corey Hartman. And Hartman dribbles off, gives it off to O'Neal. O'Neal drive to the paint, back to Hartman. Hartman for three. Hartman barely moves the net as he ties the game at 18 with 5:07 left. Hartman has 5 points in the game. Over to Marshall. Marshall drives into the paint, kicks it back down low to Henderson. Henderson over to him. Hartman went for the steal. And it's going to go to the Vikings. First turnover of the second quarter for the Elks. O'Neal's going to bring the ball up court with Duncan Hall right beside him. Hubbard gives it back to Hall. Duncan Hall. Dane Hall has it, gives it off to Hartman. Hartman dribbles into the paint, off the glass, and it rolls in. Hartman now has 7 points in the game, giving Miamisburg back the lead, 20-18. Pierce dribbles over, passes off to Shelton. Whipping it around. Now Marshall has it. Marshall gives it back to Pierce, who gives it back. Nope, now wants it back, and Pierce calls for it. Back to Marshall. Najee working on Duncan Hall. Shots no good, but Najee with an offensive rebound. Najee with a putback, and he gets it off the glass to tie the game. And Miamisburg calls a timeout.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is Military Appreciation Night. At this time, I'd like to ask all current
A 30-second timeout.
military to please stand. Would everyone please join me in showing our support and appreciation for their service and willingness to defend our freedoms. Thank you so much for serving.
All right, out of the Vikings timeout, 3:35 left in the first half. Game tied at 20. Dane Hall with a rebound. As you see the Black Hole Centerville student section trying to interrupt as Hartman. Nice stop and drop and pop for Corey Hartman. Just Centerville student section was trying to do what Duke does with someone inbounds right in front of them on the opposing team. Donnie Shelton has it guarded by Hartman. Kicks it over. Marshall shoot a three and air balls. Hartman dribbles around, kicks it back out to O'Neal. O'Neal to Dane Hall, and Hartman's going to reset at the right of the key. Hartman gives it to Duncan Hall. Hartman drives, kicks out to O'Neal. O'Neal drives and kicks over to Hall. Dane Hall. Hubbard gets it now at the top of the key. And he's going to pass off to Hartman. Duncan Hall backing up. Javon Henderson kicks it out to Hubbard, who gives it off to O'Neal. O'Neal off the glass is good. Cross-court pass from Shelton to Marshall. Marshall down low to Shelton. Donnie Shelton that's how you draw up a backdoor cut. Shelton has 7 points in the game now for the Elks as O'Neal brings it up with 1:36 left. Dane Hall thought about a three. Kicks it over to O'Neal. 1:20 left. O'Neal trying to find a way to work. O'Neal drives into the paint. Shot off the glass, blocked by Najee. Shelton's running up court. Hubbard denies Shelton. And the ball's going to belong to the Elks.
And returning for Centerville, number 12, Brandon, and number 13, Jason Sneed.
Henderson gets the inbounds pass, and he's fouled by Dane Hall, so he'll go to the line to shoot the and one.
Basket by Javon Henderson. Fouls on number 44, Dane Hall, his first, team's third. Javon Henderson shooting one.
Henderson's free throw is no good. O'Neal backs out with 1 minute left. O'Neal cross court to Hensley. And a hold. Alec Grandin will be his first, team's third. 50.8 seconds left. Miamisburg, O'Neal is set to inbounds. Inbounds to Duncan Hall, and Alec Grandin will pick up his second foul on another hold.
His second, team's fourth. Mo Jai back in the lineup for the Elks.
Mo Najai is back into the game for the Elks. Long inbounds pass goes to Hubbard. 45 seconds left. O'Neal drives. Kick out to Duncan Hall. Dane Hall gets the ball, turns around. Gives off to back to Jason Hubbard with 30 seconds. Hubbard has it poked away. Hubbard gives it back to Dane Hall with 23 seconds left, and he just stands there and holds it. Finally passes to O'Neal. And I believe Javon Henderson, his first, team's fifth. 15.9 seconds left in the first half. Inbound pass for Hensley to Dane Hall. Hensley trying to get some separation between him and Sneed. Dane Hall has it, 8 seconds left. Hensley drives in. Down low, Duncan Hall gives it off to Dane Hall, throws it away with, let's see if they count it.
Score, Miamisburg 24, Centerville 24.
And that is how the first half will end, on a throwaway. Miamisburg and Centerville tied at 24 in our MVCC Varsity Game of the Week. Centerville's going to send out Matt Pierce, Ryan Marshall, Donnie Shelton, Mo Najee, and Javon Henderson. We are underway as Corey Hartman brings it up court, passes off to Hubbard. Hubbard gives over to Barry. Barry to Hensley, back to Hall. Hall almost lost it, back down low to Hubbard. Hubbard off the glass is good.
Basket by Jason Hubbard.
Marshall brings the ball up the court, passes off to Donnie Shelton. Shelton dribbling way across court, kicks over to Marshall. Back to him, over to Shelton. Shelton almost lost it. Marshall gives back off to Donnie Shelton. Shelton down low to Henderson. Henderson trying to back up Barry, and he can't, so he'll pass back out, and Shelton will regroup. Pierce is wide open, thought it could have shot a three, but doesn't. Donnie Shelton. And that's an air ball. Javon Henderson with a rebound. Shelton back to Pierce. Marshall dribbles around. Pierce thought about a three, gives it back. Marshall drives in, cross court to Pierce. Pierce for three, and Pierce drills the three.
Pierce for three.
Pierce is his first basket of the game. And Corey Hartman's going to dribble the ball up slowly. Gives it off to Hubbard. Hubbard off to Barry. Barry drive to the basket is good.
Drew Barry.
Vikings lead by one with 6 minutes left in the third. Marshall passes to Pierce. Down low to Henderson, back out. Donnie Shelton wide open. Thought about the shot, but doesn't take it. Gives it to Henderson. Henderson, long lob pass to Pierce. And Shelton's going to get it from Henderson and regroup. Henderson down low. Gives it to Marshall. Marshall stops. Pierce for three. Pierce drills a three in the opposite corner. Back-to-back threes by Tim Pierce. Or Matt Pierce, and Tim Freeze calls a 30-second timeout. All right, out of the Miamisburg timeout. Matt Pierce has made back-to-back threes for the Elks to give him a 2-point lead. And Hartman's going to bring the ball up court in the inbounds from Barry. Hubbard for three. Hubbard, the net barely moves on that three from Jason Hubbard. Hubbard has 10 points in the game for the Vikings. Grandin in the corner, guarded by Hubbard. Gives it to cross court to Pierce. Shelton, Grandin, Marshall. Back to Grandin. Now we're back over to Pierce in the far side. He just made a three from there earlier. Henderson backing up Duncan Hall. Gives it out to Marshall. Marshall drives to the paint. Shot's no good. Jason Hubbard comes up with the rebound. Hartman down low to Hall. And a holding foul will be called against, I believe, Henderson. That'll be Henderson's second. Team's first. Hartman inbounds to Hensley. Hensley will go to the line to shoot the and one.
Centerville foul number 10, Matthew Pierce. His first.
Pierce's first, team's second.
Brett Hensley shooting one.
Hensley can't make it, but an offensive nope. Marshall picks it up, running up court quickly. Marshall drives in, kicks it back out to Grandin. And here we go, whipping it around the outside, back to Marshall. Marshall drives in. Grandin is wide open. Marshall will shoot a three.
Ryan Marshall for three.
Brian Marshall has 13 points. And the game's tied at 33 with 4 minutes left. Hubbard from the free throw line. Shot is no good. Henderson with a rebound. Marshall goes coast to coast. Kicks out to Grandin. And Hubbard intercepts it. Let's see. Hubbard trails off. Kicks it to Hensley. Hensley fakes it. And Hensley with an easy basket. Give the assist to Jason Hubbard. Marshall in the corner, guarded by Barry, dribbles her out, gives it back to Pierce. Pierce will shoot a three. Pierce, lethal so far in this quarter from three. 3 for 3 with 9 points so far from Matthew Pierce in the quarter. Hartman gives off to Hubbard. Barry with a screen. Hubbard pulls up from just inside the three-point arc, and it's going to stay with Miamisburg.
Miamisburg foul number 11, Drew Barry.
Barry picks up his second foul, team's first.
Team's first. Second in the game for Miamisburg, number 44, Dane Hall. For Centerville, number 13, Jason Sneed. And number 50, Mo John.
Refs stop the game momentarily. They're
no foul, number 11 for Miamisburg. Central foul, number 12, Alec Grandin.
Alec Grandin will pick up his third. No foul on Drew Barry, so he will go back to 1 foul. And Brooks Cups, if we can get one of our cameramen to zoom in on the Centerville head coach, is mad.
Dean Hall.
I guess Cups got the explanation. He's not happy, but he walks away as he does not want to get technical. Duncan Hall traveled. Miamisburg's first turnover of the half. And Marshall's going to bring the ball up the court. Jason Sneed has it. Sneed trying to get separation between him and Hubbard. Marshall kicks it back to Sneed to right of the corner, or right of the key. Back down to Hubbard, or Henderson. Henderson hands off to Sneed, kicks out to Marshall. Over to Pierce. Pierce will kick back out to Marshall, and Sneed will reset right of the key and regroup. Pierce kicks over Marshall. Marshall for three. Marshall's three's no good. Duncan Hall with a rebound for the Vikings. And Pierce intercepts that pass. Gives it over to Sneed. Over. And Brett Hensley just picked up his second foul. His second, team's first of the half.
Team's first. Savon O'Neill checks in for the Vikings for Brett Hensley.
Marshall drives into the paint. Hubbard with a rebound. Hubbard, nice dribble work. Getting Sneed off of his feet and on his heels. O'Neal gives it off to Duncan Hall, down to Dane. Hubbard drives baseline, pulls up, and can't hit the 12-footer. Najee with the rebound, and Marshall's going to run up court. Kick over to Sneed in the corner for three. Is no good. Hartman gives it. Hartman drives to the basket. Hartman with the easy kiss off the glass. Under a minute left. Miamisburg leads by one with left in the third quarter. No shot. There'll be a foul by number one, Corey Hartman, his first, team's second.
Coming out of the game, the Vikings, number 11, Drew Barrett, and number 32, Brett Hensley. Returning for Centerville, number 12, Alec Brandon.
Marshall guarded by Hensley. Kicks over to Grandin. Back to Sneed. Grandin handoff to Pierce. 35 seconds left. Sneed thought about a three. Sneed traveled.
Back in the game for Centerville, number 11,
Donnie Shelton checks back into the game. Hubbard has it with 21 seconds left. Cross court to Brett Hensley. 17 seconds left. Hensley's just going to hold it. Hensley passes off to Barry, who gives it back to Hensley. Hensley back to Barry with 7 seconds left. Cross court, Hensley. Hensley drives up and down from the free throw line. Shot no good. 0.3 seconds left. It's going to stay with Miamisburg. 0.3 seconds left is a catch and push to shoot. Dane Hall. And that is how the third quarter ends. Miamisburg leads by one, 37-36 over the home team Elks. We are set up for an intense final 8 minutes of play here in our MVCC varsity game of the week. All right, here we go. Fourth and final quarter of our MVCC varsity game of the week. Miamisburg leads by 1, 37-36. Centerville will get the ball to start the quarter. Shelton down low, and Marshall's basket is good with the pass from Shelton. Marshall has 15 points. Hensley cross court pass to Hartman. Or no, that was O'Neal. Hubbard can't get the basket. Shelton drives to the paint, kicks over to Pierce. Pierce from three is no good, but Shelton with the rebound. Shelton gives it off to Grant, and Shelton thought about it and takes a three, and it goes out of bounds.
Corey Hartman, number 1, checks in for Dean Hall for the Vikings.
Savon O'Neal drive to the paint. Tried to get the back door to Hubbard, but excellent defense by Shelton. Hartman drives to the paint. Hartman kicks over to O'Neal. O'Neal to the paint with a teardrop floater is good. Back and forth we go, each possession in this fourth quarter so far. Marshall drives back to Henderson. Henderson almost lost it, gives it to Shelton. Shelton will hand back off to Grandin. Pierce in the corner, not going to take the three. Marshall will take the three from deep, and Marshall drains it.
Ryan Marshall, 3.
From downtown, Marshall shoots it, now has 18 points in the game. And Marshall is going to pick up a foul. That'll be his first.
Centerville foul number 23, Ryan Marshall.
Team's fourth.
His first, team's fourth.
Inbound pass goes to Duncan Hall. Duncan Hall bids it back to Hensley. Hensley takes the screen from Hall. Hensley almost loses it, passes to Hubbard. Hubbard drives to the paint from the free throw line. His shot is good. Hubbard ties the game at 41 with 5:40 left. Shelton drive to the basket. Shot's no good. Henderson with a rebound. And Henderson's fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Fouls on number 32, Brett Hensley.
Hensley will pick up his third.
Javon Henderson, shooting 2.
Henderson's first is up and good. Henderson's second is up and good. Centerville back up to 43-41. O'Neal takes the screen from Hall. O'Neal drives to the paint. Off the glass. No use of the glass. He puts it right in off the rim and ties the game back at 43. I think whichever team's going to get a stop on the defensive possession it might be the one to win this game. Each team has scored each of the last 4 times they've had the ball. Shelton for 3 in the corner, no good. That might be the break that Miamisburg need, and that could be an empty possession that could haunt the Elks. Jump ball called. It'll stay with, no, it'll go to the Vikings. So jump ball gives the ball or keeps the ball with the Vikings. Hubbard gets the ball, gives it off to Hensley. Back to Duncan Hall. Duncan Hall lob pass to Hubbard, and Hubbard gets it off the glass. Marshall kicks out to Pierce. Pierce for three. Pierce drains a three. And Centerville calls a timeout, a 30-second timeout. Matt Pierce has 12 points in the game, all coming from behind the arc. And Centerville has the lead with 46-45 with 4:16 left in the game. Miamisburg set to inbound. Corey Hartman gives it off to O'Neill. Gives it back to Hartman, who now gives it to Hubbard. Hensley back to Hartman, down low to Hall. Hall down low to Hubbard. Foul on number 11, Donnie Shelton. 13, Jason Sneed, his second. Hensley pulls up just inside, and an over the back call is called on Duncan Hall. His second team's, or his first team's fourth. And Ryan Marshall bringing the ball up the court. Marshall drives in, off the glass is no good. Javon Henderson crashes the boards with an offensive rebound, and the putback's good. And that's now 6 points for Henderson and a 3-point lead for the Elks as we approach 3:20 left in the game. O'Neill drive to the paint, off the glass, no. O'Neill with the rebound, kicks over to Hartman. Hartman for three. Hartman ties the game at 48 apiece. Three minutes left in the fourth quarter. Game tied at 48 apiece. Alec Grandin down low to Henderson. Henderson spin move into the paint on, it swishes the easy 3-foot jump shot. Henderson has 8 points, and Centerville has a 2-point lead. O'Neill drive, kicks out to Hartman. Hartman drive into the paint. Hartman spin move, teardrop shot is good. Alec Grandin dribbling, or not Alec Grandin, sorry. Ryan Marshall dribbling, and Alec Grandin loses it out of bounds and gives the ball back to the Vikings with 2:21 left, tied at 50. O'Neill gets the inbounds pass, and he's going to slowly bring the ball up the court with 2:15 left in the game. Hubbard gets the ball right on the Elks logo at midcourt, gives off to O'Neill. O'Neill drive to the paint. O'Neill shot is good, and it gives the Vikings back the 2-point lead with 2 minutes left. Henderson gets the ball. Henderson's outside the 3-point line, gives it back to Grandin. Henderson screens on Hubbard, which gives it back to Grandin, off to Sneed. Over to Marshall. Henderson gives the screen to Pierce, 4-3. Pierce's first miss from behind the arc. Henderson comes up with the rebound. Pierce drives into the paint, off the glass, no. Duncan Hall with the rebound. With 1:18 left, Miamisburg's up 2 with the ball. Centerville going to come and play a full court press now. Hensley drives, kicks over to O'Neal. And O'Neal is fouled by number 23, Ryan Marshall, with 1:06 left in the game.
Donnie Shelton back in the game for the Elks.
Donnie Shelton back into the game for the Elks. Centerville has 1 foul to give. Hartman drives off the inbounds. It's blocked by Sneed. Sneed kicks it up to Marshall. Marshall drives into the paint, and Marshall's fouled hard by Hensley. That'll be Hensley's 4th.
Miamisburg foul number 32, Brent Hensley, his 4th, team's 5th. Ryan Marshall, shooting 2.
Marshall at the line, shooting 2. Misses the first one. Marshall's second free throw. Misses the second one. Jason Hubbard with the rebound. Kicks over to Hartman, and he's going to bring the ball up the court. Gives it back to Hubbard with 50 seconds left. O'Neal drives, and O'Neal's hard by Jason Sneed. That'll be Sneed's 3rd foul. Miamisburg will be at the line shooting 1 and 1.
His 3rd, team 7. Savon O'Neal at the line.
O'Neal at the line shooting the 1 and 1. O'Neal's first one is good. Gives the Vikings a 3-point lead with 47.7 seconds left. O'Neal's second free throw is up. And good, a 4-point lead for the Vikings. Centerville does not need a 3, they need a quick 2. And they're going to call O'Neal for a hook. That'll be O'Neal's first.
Fouls on number 3, Savon O'Neal, his 1st, team 6th.
Pierce gets the inbounds hand, or Marshall got it, hands off to Pierce. Sneed, Jason Hubbard steals it. And Jason Hubbard's fouled by Donnie Shelton. Shelton's first.
His 1st, team's 8th.
Miamisburg still in the 1 and 1. Jason Hubbard going to the line to shoot it.
Jason Hubbard shooting 1 and 1.
Hubbard misses the first one, still a 4-point game. Shelton runs up court quickly. Shelton dribbles in, kicks over to Pierce in the corner. Pierce thought about 3, pulls up. Pierce's shot's no good. Jason Hubbard with a rebound. And Jason Hubbard's fouled. I believe that'll be number 4 on Jason Sneed.
Centerville foul number 13, Jason Sneed, his 4th, team's 9th.
Miamisburg back to the line to shoot the 1 and 1 still. Hubbard's first one is up. And good. A 5-point game. Hubbard's second one is good. Shelton driving up court. Shelton drives to the basket. He will be called. He will go to the line to shoot 2, as Hubbard will pick up his first.
Fouls on number 0, Jason Hubbard, his 1st, team 7. Donnie Shelton shooting 2.
Shelton shooting 2. Shelton's first one is up and good.
Alec Grandin in the game for Centerville.
Alec Grandin coming in. Centerville going small. Shelton's second free throw is good. 56-52, a 4-point game.
Centerville foul number 10, Matthew Pierce. His second, team's 10th.
Foul is on number 10. Matthew Pierce, his second, team's 10th. 2 shots coming now for the
Brett Hensley shooting 2.
Vikings. Hensley shooting 2. First one is up and good. Hensley's second one is up and good. Miamisburg calls a full timeout with 16.9 seconds left. Miamisburg up 6, 58-52. Looking at the rest of the schedule, Miamisburg will have 3 games left. Miamisburg will play Lebanon, Fairborn, and finish out the season at Northmont. For Centerville, Centerville will play Fairmont in our MVCC Game of the Week on Friday, February 9th. They will finish senior night February 13th against Beaver Creek and finish the season against Wayne on the road. Miamisburg with a win tonight would clinch a share of the GWalk National West title. Centerville set to inbound. Centerville has to go up court quickly with 15 seconds left. Marshall drives. Marshall has to get a shot off. Gives off to Shelton. Shelton for 3. Shelton's 3's no good. And an over-the-back foul on Jason Sneed. That'll be his 5th. And Jason Sneed will be disqualified for the rest of the game with 4.5 seconds left. This one is going to belong to the Vikings.
Javon Henderson back in the game for the Elks. Checking in for Miamisburg, number 15, Tim Weissman. Brett Hensley in the line for the Vikings.
Marshall shot at the buzzer, won't count, and that's how it'll end. Miamisburg comes into Centerville and beats them by 8, 60-52 in our MVCC Varsity Game of the Week. Our player of the game will actually give it out to 2. Miamisburg's number 0, Jason Hubbard, and Miamisburg's number 1, Corey Hartman, will each split player of the game honors with 16 points apiece and an 8-point win for the Vikings over on the road at Centerville. I'm Jared Bergstrom signing off with MVCC. Thank you for watching us on Facebook Live, and we will see you back at it Friday as Fairmont will take on Centerville here at Centerville High School.